During an interview on MSNBC this week, a longtime Republican strategist who actually served as a strategist with the administration of George W. Bush expressed his, I don't know if you want to call it anger, concern, shock over the fact that the Republican Party is not holding their own people accountable. Can you imagine? Says the former Bush administration official. Here is what he said. The strategist, by the way, Matthew Dowd, on MSNBC, they invited him on for a friendly chat. I'll get more to that in a minute, but here's what Doud had to say. Well, I think what we've seen, and as everybody I know on this panel has watched, is they don't hold anybody accountable. And they watched Donald Trump, according to the Washington Post, lie some 30,000 times, never held him accountable in the course of that. In the end, it's all about power in this. Now, nothing that Mr. Doud said there was inaccurate. And of course, they were actually talking about George Santos, the Republican-elect who has lied about pretty much every aspect of his life ever. And the fact that Republicans are just totally silent about it, except for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has come out and not only excused it, but she also baked him a nice little cookie that, creepily enough, was in the shape of and decorated to look like Marjorie Taylor Greene herself. So that's weird, but that's a story for another day, I guess. Either way, this former Bush administration strategist is correct. Republicans don't hold their own accountable. And he would know, wouldn't he? I love that they're talking about this whole we're not holding Republicans accountable thing as if it's new. Like this suddenly just came up. Who was it that pardoned Richard Nixon? That was a Republican president. Now, who was it who pardoned all of the Iran-Contra folks? That was also a Republican. And who was it who pardoned a bunch of other Republicans that broke the law? Oh, that was George H.W. Bush. And then who was it who pardoned his own member of his administration, Scooter Libby? Oh, that was George W. Bush after Libby had been convicted. Oh, and which administration was it that lied us into an unwinnable war that killed more than 1 million people, both U.S. soldiers and civilians over in Iraq? Oh, that was your guy, the guy you were working for, Matthew. George W. Bush. The same guy who never was held accountable for authorizing the use of torture on detainees from his so-called war on terror. George W. Bush, more than any Republican, was never held accountable for his actions. And you were right there at his side throughout that administration. So you have no ground whatsoever to show up on MSNBC and whine that we're not holding Republicans accountable. You better hope to God we don't ever get to hold all these Republicans accountable. Because you were a part of one of the worst administrations in modern history. Not to mention the fact, as I mentioned, Doud was invited on MSNBC. Come on, buddy. We're friends now because we have the same enemy. Yeah, I'm getting so sick and tired of this whole the enemy of my enemy is my friend crap. Just because these Republicans also hate Donald Trump does not mean they are our friends. They're not even our allies. They're definitely not good people. But MSNBC, that's all they can do. It's like, hey, we hate Trump, so we'll bring on anybody that hates Trump. We'll sit and have a powwow. Ignore the fact that he was working with war criminals, who we at one point, our network actually took seriously. MSNBC did. You talked about it all the time. You talked about the lack of accountability. But now that they also hate Trump, oh, it's cool, we're friends now. It's ridiculous. Trump was bad, no doubt about it. The current crop of Republicans in the House, they're bad too. But they're no worse than the ones that we had 20 years ago that were not held accountable. And it's time that we stop acting like the Republican Party suddenly became unaccountable, suddenly became too crazy. No. It's been happening for a long, long time. And to pretend otherwise is to pretend that the last 30, 40 years of Republican history doesn't exist. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.